Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. It's part 2 of playing Tales of Arise. This has been streamed to my launch model Japanese PS4 from the PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Streaming Service. And as you can see, we've got 2 auto saves and a manual save. Because what was really surprising about this game was how easy it was to save. Now I've seen this, it's even better because there are 2 auto saves. It was so surprising in part 1 how easy it was to save this game. The problem with PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Streaming Service is you only get 20 seconds before it kicks you off. You get the warning, it comes up on the screen for sure, but then it's just 20 seconds. And so many games struggle with that aspect. I mean, look, this is a launch model PS4, it's not even PS4 Pro. And it looks really good as well. But this game, so many auto saves and manual saves. Start. Where is it? Where is it? Touchpad system. So it's so easy.
If you get close to a Zoogle, they'll attack.
Ah, I've got baddies. Obviously it's been a few days since I last played this game, so I'm a little bit forgetful. Ah, we can set it to auto. Makes it quite accessible then. We can choose the strategy and we can just sit back and watch. So what's ours set to then? No idea. These guys. White? Strong. My health's already quite low. Well, thankfully, we now have a team. So we kind of got the traditional team roles now.
I'm sure I can put this to use.
So what's going to be nice to know is if we are fully healed. And it looks like we are fully healed already. So it looks like your health probably only continues during battle.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid.
Can we avoid that?
If we try to take them all on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
I think we can. Yes, that looked a bit too big. Antidote rock, okay.
What a weird stone.
I sense
Ah,
a strange
we've got to
power
have a
in it.
climb.
We should gather as many as we can find.
Looks like it's got a big weak spot. No thank you.
There.
Where's the chest though? Let's go for the chest.
This is
So the only downside
Something good.
to how this game was
Never overlook them.
the only downside to the save system in this game is kind of the way the game tells the story. It's a mixture of, as we have here, what we're going to get next, a mixture of this type of cutscene, kind of in-game,
Stop a moment to catch our breath.
That barely worked up a sweat.
a mixture of
Speak for yourself.
sort of a comic book panel style,
Doesn't
and
look
then
like we're being
full
followed.
anime
Have
style.
spare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
But
You're the boss.
you can just hit options, and if the 20-second warning's up, skip, save, you're done. But it says restore HP, so perhaps our health was just naturally high.
Normally, we should take turns standing guard.
So we're streaming this from the cloud, and one of the disadvantages
Rest easy.
is that it doesn't have DLC.
I've never just
If we had
felt
downloaded
so
it
fine like
to the hard drive, and then we could have installed DLC.
surprisingly soothing.
Well, aren't you
So we
getting
can't really
comfortable?
use that.
You realize there are still Zoogles prowling around out here, right?
Pretty sure you can't. I'm not even sure why it's there. I okay. When you launch the service, it does say download the game to play with DLC. So perhaps accept all. Yeah. Perhaps we were like playing with Game of the Year edition or something that, or even launch edition that perhaps came with this stuff. I don't know. Oh, that grey. We had that occasionally in the part one. I call that a stream tear. So if you imagine this is a video we're watching, and it's 30 frames a second, one of those frames, maybe a couple of those frames, all the information wasn't there, and so when there's not enough information, it just flashes grey.
Be a spoil sport. It's important to let your mind
So
and spirit
L2
relax. Does
party
a lot more good than
status.
you might think.
Reminisce. This is what we've already seen. So let's just rest and keep going.
A master core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that what it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Ah, fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in. Tell me, you ever wonder why we Danans are made to work ourselves to the bone, day in, day out?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human labor? Listen, what the Renans are really after isn't resources or minerals. It's astral energy. They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Danans as mere siphons.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Danans requires spirit cores. Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
But why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the Sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renan ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, the master cores are the receptacles in which the lords store their power. And we Danans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose their new ruler.
That's insane! You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are 2 things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a master core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the master core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the master core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the two of you in.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing anyway.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together we'll overthrow the Renin Lords. And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild beast. Sound good?
If you missed part 1, long bouts of story like that are quite common in this game. And this is a memory from the guy with the mask, I think. Or we've seen that before from the guy with the mask.
I've gotta hurry.
But that was actually her, so okay. I mean, in my head, in my mind, I'm enjoying how the story's being told. I'm actually enjoying the story. And I'm like thinking of so many ways and twists and turns it could take. Like our guy here. Is he a lord? The son of a lord? Or a previous ruler? The girl. If we defeat all the lords, will she absorb all their energy and become a super queen kind of person? You know, it's
I hate camping out.
there's a lot of ways that can go. The storytelling kind of reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy X, and the same with the world design. This isn't open world, we are quite restricted. But like when it was on PS2, it was one of the most beautiful games on PS2, even though we didn't have the freedom we thought we would. See, this star looks like I should be going this way, but we've come from this way. So I'm assuming this is where we need to go, and we're going to go left at some point. I don't think we can get a good map. Nothing there that says map, is there? Save. And look how quick that was. That's, again, a real advantage of this game is how quick it saves. No, okay. I am going the wrong way. Big stone guy. Avoid the stone guy. Let's go this way then. It's a shame I can't press like L3 or R3 and get just a kind of hint arrow appear. It's a real stylized background there. Almost deliberately out of focus with heavy black lines. I wonder how different this looks on PS5.
We should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
It's edible, huh?
Yeah, be down there.
Definitely.
Alright. Of course it's an RPG, you gotta explore. Again, it's got that Final Fantasy X vibes that it reminds me of, because in that game, even though, yes... Oh, is that a ledge? Even though that game had quite restrictive areas, you'd be surprised how many little places you could visit and find things. And we're fishing. Our clothes look a little wet as well. Just ever so slightly shiny. I want to see, can we jump on this? It looks like stairs up here. Okay, no jump. The other part of playing this game on the cloud we need to talk about is the controls. It's only ever been like one or two games where the controls felt slow. Like what I was doing wasn't being replicated on screen quickly. But this isn't one of those games. Tales of Arise has been easy to control. What I do is being replicated on screen really quickly. If anything, what's holding the game back is the game itself. Loading in textures has been kind of one of the biggest issues of the game. Is that a giant mantis? That looks huge. You may see when we load new areas that the textures are quick to load in, just like a second behind. Not by much, just noticeable every now and then. I wonder if that's going to jump down and...
It's one enormous stray.
I don't think we can take it right now.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to ignore us then. It's good to know. Something's up there. Enemy soldiers. Okay, let's do this first. Let's keep an eye on the map, top right. See if the soldiers are moving in our position. So where do we need to go? Oh, there's the star. So it looks like we could take on the soldiers, or we can come down here and explore. Oops, I hit the square, okay. Square's map.
Normally I don't pick on the weak. Rising Wyvern! You're surrounded. Just stay calm. Rising Wyvern! Guess we gotta roll.
I wonder why my health was so low. Uh-oh.
See you. Fall back.
I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss. I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss.
Can I change character?
Death's Abyss. I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss.
Trusting shield.
Oh, she can revive. Cool.
Rising Wyvern!
You're mine.
I'll run you through.
Got to be very aware.
Here, let me help.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
I was overconfident.
On it. Shield! Swallow blade! Coming.
They got Shion, they got her.
You're quite the gunslinger.
Okay,
I have to be
so
in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
combat isn't necessarily a walk in the park. We got to try and avoid it. But there's no dodge button. X is jump. So that's what I was doing, just trying to jump. It's a shame there's no like button
What's this thing?
that I can press to just roll out of the way. That's map. What that's what I want. So consumables. Well, it says eat it. But we can't eat it raw, okay. We don't seem to have 400, there it is. Apple gel, okay, we've got one left. Okay, they're not soldiers, they're more armadillos. Whoa. Let's avoid them.
Okay, people, this is it. Ulzebek.
No sign of any Renin guardsmen.
The Renins aren't as populous as the Danins. Probably figure stationing guards in a place like this would be a waste of precious manpower.
So this is where the next safe house is?
Yes. The last place they'd think to look for enemies is on their own doorstep.
That is, assuming anyone actually made it here before us.
Zephyr!
Looks like we needn't have worried. Come on.
The loading is a little frequent, but in my experience it's not that bad in terms of how long it takes. I'll have a little chat with people. I'm just looking around. You know, got to keep an eye out for collectibles, quests. Oh, you see that? There's a tick saying we've spoken to that guy. Amazing! There have been so many games in the past where you've been trying to find that one person you haven't spoken to continue the game. Oh, there was a... I can't remember if it was a demo or another game I played on Switch. I had that same problem. But here, it's a tick. I know who I've spoken to. That's amazing. Such a little thing. Honestly, Tales of Arise has been a real surprise. I know Scarlet Nexus isn't a Tales game, but it is by most of the same developers like Namco Bandai. And that wasn't really built for streaming. So I kind of went into this thinking the same would happen here. I thought there was a button to unsheath my sword. Ooh, what did I hit? Which one of these buttons did I hit?
Cut it out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Danon. There's no way. Besides, I'm from Lenegus. Trust me, wherever you were before you lost your memory, we've never crossed paths.
Lenegus? You mean the same Lenegus that's up in the sky? I've heard it called the Renan's Castle, but I never imagined people actually lived up there.
Well then, where did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan Lords descend for the crown contest?
And how long ago was that?
Well, the current contest started 7 years ago, so...
Then I wouldn't remember.
Just how far back do you remember?
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
1 year. Then no. I'm sorry, but there really is no way we could have met.
Guess not.
I forgot about this feature completely. On the bottom right, there's often a button press. And that is, as you saw, a social thing we can do to get more about the characters. So can we go up here? Yeah, we can. Oh, that's going to be a quest then. It's not a chest either. See, I don't have like a grapple or grip. You kind of just jump and hope that you land. And not quite ready yet. We've still got a few people to talk to. I think we can all agree that, oh, we can sleep here, that what's going to happen is they're going to come for the town. And I wonder how it's going to play. Don't open that. That's a good reason not to go out. Like, will we get a different genre? I'm thinking, like, will it become a tower defense game? Yeah, sure. Am I famous? Yeah, I'm good. I just want to know what they thought of me. Alright, that's everyone. Let's head up now. Where were the stairs? There they are. Oh, something in the middle here.
What's this doing here?
Well, there's the health stuff. Again, you thought there could have been a quest there. It's like, hey, I've got this. What can you make? Yeah, it's all grim, isn't it? There's not a lot of happiness in this world. Nope. Oh no, it's that again. Ah, I thought that might be like, check out the chest. So why here? This is above the building. Can we jump? No. Not quite there yet. I hope that's not a story beat. I hope that's what we've done ourselves rather than troubles on its way. Alright, enemies over there. Let's get out. Compared with part 1, this is the most story stuff we've had to do, the most exploration we've been given. But the town is small. But there's a lot of verticality, a lot of buildings we can go in, people to talk to. So yes, it's small, but we're still spending a lot of time in it. We're still seeing everything. Yeah, good. I'm not the only one who thinks it's dark. Hide where? Like, I keep saying it, but there's like elements of this game design that make me wonder if we're going to get different game modes. Like, is there going to be a stealth mode or tower defense mode? Because there does seem to be a lot of potential to shake things up, But then again, this is also a Tales game. It's kind of similar to Final Fantasy in that there are certain things you expect to happen. Yeah, things are bad in the city, that's for sure.
Zephyr, you made it! See? I told you there's no way Zephyr would have kicked the bucket.
Fine, you were right. So, what's the plan?
Well, we've got an ace up our sleeve and the enemy's in disarray. I say we strike while the iron's hot.
So we're finally going head-to-head with Balseth.
That's right. We can't afford to mess this up. It's now or never.
Then now it is! We've all been waiting for this day for far too long!
Leave the plan to me. In the meantime... Yeah, you two need to do something about your outfits.
I have just the thing for your size. Stay right there, okay? Ta-da! I told you, it fits like a dream. I'm afraid we don't have any Renin clothing. I could find you some Danon outfits. But something tells me you'd rather pass.
Is this really that important?
In case you need reminding, I'm here because our interests overlapped. Nothing more. At no point did I say I've given up being a Renin. Now, let's play nice. How about you ask Nate and see what he says? He's our one-stop shop for info around here. With any luck, he might just know something.
What's going to be interesting is if when we equip items and stuff, our character design is going to change, or we're going to be able to see it or not. So let's see if we've got anything. Equipment. For our guy. Well, we have that. Didn't seem to change anything, did it? We don't have any accessories in her. We have hunting rifle. Well, the look of the gun changed. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so when we equip certain things, we're going to be able to see it. I love when that happens in games. It's not a given. I'm good, but it's nice that there are a lot of these around. Like me, if you come back to this game after, well, probably half a week or more, it's nice that there are characters like this who can give you information to help you remember. Where's the Zephyr? Where's the star? Down there. Can we jump? No. Okay. Okay, we're a long way around.
Nath, we need your help.
Ah, damn. Never the manpower when you... Huh? Help, huh? What kind? Is it urgent?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, in that case, would you mind helping me out with something first? The work's really piled up around here.
What is it you'd like us to do?
Anything you can manage. No one cares about us slaves. That's why it's all the more important that we stick together and take care of each other. Check in with that guy over there for details on what needs doing. And thanks in advance.
Here we go. Here are the quests and trials and whatnot.
I wonder if something happened.
Now, is there going to be variety? Is it going to be fetch quests or kill a certain amount of stuff?
Yes!
Hmm. I guess. Got it.
Okay, got the quest. I imagine we are going to have to defend. Ah, you can accept as many of these subquests as you like. That's nice. When I play RPGs, I sometimes forget what I'm doing, and I've got like a long list of quests, and I kind of like that. Because then when you pop back into the game, you look at the map and go, there's like so much around.
But I'll settle for hopeful.
Now, where's the exit?
We know now that not
I don't think it's that way.
everything's rolling over for the
I
Renans.
think it's down here. I'll probably just do this one. That's a cool looking picture. It's a shame this series is only 2 videos long. It would be kind of interesting to see what the other areas look like. Okay, so the enemies have respawned. One of them's following us. I'm more interested in going and finding the people. Whoa. Thankfully, as we've already seen, you can't fall off if there's nowhere below. But I'm not too surprised by the backtracking. At least the characters in the game acknowledge that, hey, isn't that dangerous? Didn't they already defeat you guys?
What? They're all dead? How did this happen?
Soldiers, that's how.
Are you Iron Mask?
Yeah, I am. Dairon sent me to help. Hang in there.
I'm so glad you made it. In the bushes over there. You'll...
Hang on. Sion, do something.
It's no use. He's already dead.
Damn them. They've killed so many of us, and it's still not enough. They won't be satisfied until they've wiped us all out like pests.
He mentioned something about those bushes. We should check them.
Is this a cooking pot? But what is it doing here?
If I had to guess, he put it there to make sure a Renan wouldn't steal it.
So even though he knew he was dying, he chose to use the last of his strength to hide it, believing somebody would come for it. I guess you think it's stupid getting killed over a silly trinket, huh?
No. Clearly he risked his life for something he believed in. I would never mock someone for that. However, it will be up to us to figure out the purpose behind his dying act.
We'll make sure it wasn't in vain. If nothing else, this proves that the Renans can be outsmarted. We'll carry out your will and see it through to the end.
Then we'd better get going. We don't know when those soldiers might be back to make another sweep of the area.
I wonder if it's like a
What it means to fight the
magic
Renans.
pot or something.
Sounds like you're kind of scared to me.
Of course I am.
Well, looks like we
If I'm
picked it
gonna
up.
die one way or another, I'd rather go down fighting.
How can we get there? Avoiding the giant armadillos or soldiers, or is the game gonna throw a little curveball our way? So the item didn't respawn, that's a shame. Big guy up there. Now, are they gonna leave us alone or not? We had a red arrow on the screen, which means they were following. I think we're going to be fine. There we go. You see top left, auto saving. Wow, they are really quite numb to it, aren't they? Oh no. Wait, that's actually our first trophy. Not quite 2 hours, but yeah, it's our first one. What's this emblem? So fulfill requirements. I wanna, if that's like leveling, XP, money, quests. It's a little vague. Ah, alerts. That's a cool way of doing it. So, what can we do? So, how do we learn it? Circle. Ta-da! And hers, we have nothing. So it doesn't tell us what we need to do to unlock it. Whereas his, we've got 2 here. Okay, he said press right. Ah, it takes us to the side. Like that, okay. Well, our first 2 trophies of the game anyway. Like, it definitely makes me feel like this is going to be a longer game. L2? You see, R1, well, the new one.
I wonder if something happened.
Okay, so L2 brings up this, and you gotta press buttons to bring up stuff. So this quest 1, L2 left, and up is nothing. Right? It's this. But I'm gonna press R1 to bring up the story beat.
Try to be careful not to stand out too much. You're the only Renin around here, you know.
I know. I was just thinking about how communal it feels here, even though it's only supposed to be slave quarters.
Huh? Oh, yeah. When you put it like that, I guess it is different from heavily patrolled Mosgul. Were you expecting something more depressing?
It's likely a sign that Balsef doesn't think you guys can do anything to him.
What?
I mean, if Balsef thought the Crimson Crows actually posed a threat to him, you'd figure he'd be trying harder to suppress them.
You... No. You're probably right about that. All of the other Danins that aren't with the Crimson Crows accept the Renin's rule as simply a fact of life. From the day we're born, no, probably even before that, it's been drilled into us that the only purpose our lives have is to help select the next sovereign.
If they don't like the status quo, then they should fight it. Otherwise, they're endorsing it either way.
I see it differently, but that's just me. Speaking of Renins, do all of them think about things the way you do?
I won't deny that among my fellow Renins, power and status are everything. However, that isn't what this is about for me. I have something I need to do. And I'll do whatever it takes, and use whoever and whatever I need in order to get the job done. To hell with power.
I do like these extra little story beats. I think we'll see what happens here, and perhaps call it end of the day.
You're back, huh? Sounds like it was a real ordeal out there. Much as I hate to admit it, there aren't many of us who can take on those Renin armored soldiers. All we can do is make sure we remember those who sacrificed their lives for the cause.
Yeah, they won't be forgotten.
Glad to hear it. Now, what was that favor you wanted to ask me?
Oh, right. Well, you see...
So then, you're wondering if I know of any places where you can find Renin equipment, huh? Anywhere with those damn bright eyes is gonna have tight security, of course. You can't just go carelessly poking around.
Unless?
Across the wilderness outside Ulzabek, you'll find the Fagan ruins. There's some kind of old Renin castle out there. What with it being impenetrable, I forgot. But with a Renin tagging along, who knows? Maybe you can find some way in. You ask me, though, it's a lot of trouble for some Renin rags. If I were you, I'd get comfortable with Danin garbs.
Those look like the ruins.
Okay, that explains
Are we really
all
going
that
there?
is and why it's
Yes.
here.
Now let's move.
I keep wanting to take shortcuts. Wait, is this the way? I can't remember. No, that's not the way, is it? It's on this side here. Ooh. Kind of want to have a look before we finish. Let's see what it looks like. He has a little bit of break up there.
Am I really doing this for some lousy clo... There's Suguls here, too?
Hey!
I kind of want this to be automated. They've automated other aspects of the game. and a lot of the story is automated. It's a shame I can't hit like automatic, fast, slower, slowest.
Right.
Just a minute.
Okay, I was about to say I want to give this a go. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of these things on screen. No, there's so much space for like a video of it happening. Ah, tutorial. Okay, that's fine.
With that blade and your strength, the average Zoogle shouldn't be a problem, right?
Now give it a shot. Swallow blade.
Got you.
Swallow blade. It's on.
Here I go.
Swallow blade.
You're mine.
Slash. You picked the wrong fight. Slash. Swallow blade.
Okay, so
Flyers.
This one's mine. I'll shoot them down. This one's mine.
Rising
Come on.
weapon.
I'll blow you to smithereens.
visually impressive. It's not bad at all.
Swallow blade.
You're mine. Primed and ready.
Slash. Rising wyvern.
Got me. I never miss.
You're on. Swallow blade.
Hey, all right.
I'm ready.
Rising wyvern. Slash. Eat dirt.
Here I go.
Slash.
You're
Swallow
mine.
blade.
I never miss.
Swallow blade.
This is
one's
it.
all mine.
Here I go.
Slash.
It's over.
There's not a lot of textures in the face, especially hers, but you could just tell from the mannerisms, the way her head moved, that she'd had enough of this. So we're gonna save here. I'm gonna hit the right button and we're gonna save here. What we'll do now is we'll go to the PlayStation 4 internet speed test, so you guys get to see what I'm working with today. So let's head there now. Okay, in settings, you go down to network, and in network there's test internet connection. For me, my PlayStation 4 is wired into the router, so let's see what we have today. Oh wow, so download speeds not quite half of what we had last time. But the upload speed is really bad as well. This is definitely one of the worst scores we've had from this test. But it just shows that Tales of Arise did a really good job of hiding all this. Playing it, I didn't feel anything. And across the 2 days, we've had a little bit of stream tearing, just a little bit, but nothing else really. Tales of Arise is probably one of the best RPGs on PS4 that I've played so far, and it is one I would recommend. I'm personally enjoying the storytelling and the feel of the game. It kind of does feel like a PS2, maybe early PS3 RPG, but the way they're telling the story and how they're telling it is really engaging. The characters are interesting, the world they've built is interesting, and there are so many possibilities where the story can go. I want to play and see where it does go. So Tales of Rise has a lot of good things going for it. Its game design works really well with PlayStation Plus cloud streaming service. It tells the story really well, quite accessible, like the little tick, so you know who you've spoken to. Such a little thing, but it's really really helpful. It's not perfect. There are, of course, things I would like to change, but I would recommend it if you're looking for something to play on the service to show off to people. The anime cutscenes look phenomenal. Yes, the comic book ones aren't as impressive, but the overall look of the game is impressive. And remember, this is from a launch PS4. If you're playing this on PS4 Pro, then you got 1440p, I imagine. If you're playing this on PS5, you've probably got 4K. So it can only look better, basically. And if you do have the game, please let us know. I want to know about the other areas. Are they beautiful? Do they have the same kind of shimmer and lighting that the fire zone that we're in has? And of course, without kind of spoiling the story, is it a good story? That'd be fun to know as well. But that will do. So next Cloud Monday will be a new game. So until then, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, or YouTube shorts we have, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube. But with Ko-fi, we can get PayPal donations, and we have free subscription tiers, so feel free to have a look, or feel free to help out if you can. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.